Today we will be discussing the project that was implemented during my community nursing project. As an introduction, I am a resident in the city of Greenfield, Wisconsin. It is a smaller city just outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the southwest direction. The population is 37,021 people, and it is a predominantly Caucasian population at 84.71%, with the next highest representation being Asian at 4.9%. The median age in Greenfield is 42.9 years old, with a residential average income of $43,223. So what exactly is a community? A community is defined as a group of people who live in the same area, such as a city, town, or neighborhood. In doing my windshield survey, one of the first things that I noticed is how neat and well kept the area seemed to be. And I also, as I drove past various local gyms, I saw that there were a lot of people working out, which is very good that people are physically active. But on the same token, I also saw that there is an abundance of fast food restaurants, and they are basically packed all the time, regardless of what time of day it is, whether it be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So keeping that in mind, I began to think about potential health issues that the community could be facing overall. In this table here by EHS, this shows a decently high prevalence of cardiovascular disease. And thinking about that, I thought of modifiable risk factors that could be addressed outside of physical activity that could reduce prevalence of disease and promote holistic health and wellness. My liaison for this community project, his initials are KK, and the role that he played was to provide the platform needed for community outreach and to provide evidence-based education to residents of Greenfield through a local gym that he is an employee of. CDC also served as a partner due to providing evidence-based information that could be provided to the residents as far as achieving holistic health and wellness outside of physical activity. A community resource that I have identified, Syndics, which is a grocery store / food market. They serve as a resource of providing the nutritious food that the CDC recommends as far as having a well-balanced diet and things that you should minimize, such as saturated fats and added sugars, and things that you should maximize, such as a variety of color in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and things of that nature. I also identified local community paths and trails, as CDC stated that being outside, being in nature, has mental health benefits, which is a pillar of achieving holistic wellness. But in determining a health diagnosis for the community, I came up with risk of cardiovascular disease among the residents in Greenfield related to lack of education regarding post-workout activities, as well as an abundance of fast food restaurants, thus encouraging unhealthy dietary habits. So what exactly is the goal? The goal would be for residents of Greenfield to demonstrate competency of evidence-based interventions to promote holistic health, assessed by a community nurse, which was my role in this, 2 weeks after the initial education session. The purpose of intervention was to provide evidence-based information for residents to implement outside of the gym to promote holistic health. So there was a physical handout that was generated to distribute to individuals as they entered into the gym. This was not only handed to physically active gym members, but also various members of the community via open houses that were in place prior to implementation of my community project. So the prior two slides were an example of the handout that was given to residents as they entered the gym. Again, there were open houses that were already set up and scheduled prior to implementation. of my project. So I looked at that as a perfect opportunity to not only reach gym members, but to reach members of the community as well, regardless of if they have any form of physical activity or not. So this describes what holistic wellness is. It's a balance of wellness across the mind, body, and spirit. Then it also addresses modifiable risk factors to decrease disease prevalence, which kind of goes hand in hand with holistic wellness. Because once you achieve holistic wellness, the likelihood of you acquiring disease later in life will be decreased. So what exactly can you do outside of physical activity? So as far as diet, you can add healthy fats, cut sodium, increase fiber, and aim for vegetable color variety on your plate. This isn't exactly what you would get from a fast food restaurant. Another thing you can address is mental health. As I stated before, being outside and being exposed to nature has positive mental benefits, as well as getting adequate rest. Stated by the CDC, adults between the ages of 18 and up need about at least 7 hours of sleep per night. So with the encompassing goal of promoting holistic wellness, evaluation can be tracked by prevalence of cardiovascular disease in the community, and more attention can be directed toward addressing modifiable risk factors. So if there is more attention directed towards the risk factors in the future, that shows that people are taking note and addressing the things that need to be addressed in order to promote holistic wellness across the community. So just to summarize things, the city of Greenfield has a prevalence of cardiovascular disease with an abundance of fast food restaurants, and in a sense that encourages unhealthy dietary habits. The physical activity is very, very good to partake in, but there are more pieces to the wellness puzzle, which is part of why I implemented my project at a gym, so I could address gym members, and then as part of the open house, I can address people who are just curious about what's going on at the gym due to it being a newer gym and people have never have been there. I could provide education across a wide variety of walks of life, older individuals, younger individuals, sedentary, non-sedentary, just an overall general population. And we educated on evidence-based interventions to promote holistic health and wellness outside of physical activity and provided resources to assist with the goal of achieving this holistic wellness.